Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today we're going to be talking about how Gaming Gladiators beat TSM in 12 minutes. Yeah, you heard that right, 12 minutes. This was the fastest game of Dream League. This is the fastest game of Pro Dota, actually, that I've seen in a long time. I don't think I've seen a 12-minute GG in a very, very long time. I don't think I've seen a sub 15-minute GG in a long time. So, yeah, pretty crazy match. It was honestly a justified 12-minute GG, which is such a weird thing to say, but they dominated 2 lanes, and then the 3rd lane was a Doom just completely out-farming the Wraith King. The Wraith King eventually died as well. And so we're going to start with the draft. We're going to talk a little bit about what maybe went wrong on the side of TSM in terms of draft, and then go from there. We're going to look at the game as well. Also, I want to tell you guys that if you've been struggling with solo queue and you're looking to get to the next rank, I'm going to be able to help you. Like, literally, with the Game League website, I'm going to give you guys guides that are going to make it unbelievably clear on what you need to do. So if you've been stuck in the solo queue grind, you don't know what to do, and you want to become absolutely broken, but like actually you want to become much better at Dota, and you want to take it more seriously, the Game League website is going to help you do that. So click the link down below. I'm going to help you get to the next rank, and I'll see you there. So in terms of the draft, okay, we see a Doom first pick, very standard. The response to Doom was Beast Undying, which I don't mind. The concept of being able to group up as Beast Undying against Doom is not bad. However, we've seen time and time again from Ace that he doesn't mind, in fact he prefers, to go Vanguard into Greaves. Then after that, against Beast Undying, you're probably going to see a Crimson, and then with Crimson Greaves, Beastmaster and Undying are going to do little to no damage in the teamfight, which is a little concerning. However, you still have 2 heroes that I think can ball up and do well against Doom if he wants to split the map. But once again, that's just not really what Ace tends to do, and so this concept, it's risky to start, but it's not bad. Undying is also decent. I say decent against Doom in lane. The reason why I say decent is Doom's base stats are so good where it's a little hard for Undying to zone Doom out of lane as long as Doom has a lane dominating 4, which Gaming Gladiator does a good job of drafting. That's kind of something I even learn from this game a little bit. But we see the Enchantress come out. This is just the lane counter to Beastmaster. It's actually not laning into the Undying, but yeah, it's just good with Doom. Doom doesn't really take towers or take objectives. Enchantress allows you to do that, so these heroes tend to round each other out. We see a Snapfire come out from the side of TSM, which I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really fully understand it. I guess maybe they think it's good against Ench, right? It's sort of like a hero that can kill Ench in the mid game, but I don't know, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I don't think Snap lanes that well into Ench, at least from my perspective. I don't really feel like Snap is too good against Ench in lane. Some lane combos can kill Ench with Snap, but I don't think Beastmaster is one of them, so yeah, I don't know, it's weird. To be fair, Snap is the magic damage that Undying and Beastmaster lack, and it allows you to have a way to kill people when they go Crimson and Greaves, right? You're just all magic damage, so it kind of rounds out these heroes, but at the same time, it doesn't have that much synergy with them. Roar and Snap ult is okay. We'll see how they draft around the snap. I actually forget the last 2 heroes of TSM, but they kind of need something that enables the snap. We see an Ember Skywrath come out, kind of just abusing the fact that there's no stuns here. If Ember gets off to a good game, he's just going to dominate. The Skywrath lanes well into the Undying. I wouldn't say Sky is necessarily good against Beast. I actually feel like it's kind of not. You die to the units very easily. So risky pick, but does well with the Slight Chain. Lanes well with the Doom, extremely well. This lane's very good. Lanes very well with the Doom. Lanes very well against Undying, just kind of kites the Undying, slows the Undying, hits the Undying. It's very good against Tombstone as well, so yeah, super good pick. Maybe part of the reason TSM drafted Snapfire as well is they didn't want to give Snapfire to the side of Gaming Gladiators, because Snapfire lanes well with Doom, lanes well against Undying, and it kills Tombstone with little shredders, so that's probably partially the reason. Yeah, we don't see a lot of Skywrath nowadays, so it's interesting to see Skywrath. It does kind of round out the damage types on the side of Gaming Gladiator. They have no burst magic damage at this point, so until late game Ember, but in terms of the early mid game, no burst magic, so this gives them the ability to just kill people. They also could have drafted something like Mirana, but they actually banned it themselves, so yeah, there's that. Now on the side of TSM, this is where things get a little bit weird. I understand why you would pick Wraith King, but I'm not gonna lie guys, I think this Wraith King hero is complete cap against Doom. I've seen teams picking it over and over again. It's like, okay, this is the Doom counter, you know, you can't get doomed because you have 2 lives, but you don't pressure Doom in lane. Doom can just ignore you in the team fights. Like, I'm pretty sure you can just Doom Beastmaster. You can even Doom Snapfire and be fine with it. Like, this Doom hero is not just Doom. This is why I've seen this pick as a counter pick a few times now. Maybe the win rate's good or something. I actually don't know the stats on it, so I'm not going to claim I do. I don't know everything, as much as it might seem like I do, because I'm obviously extremely intelligent, but But yeah, I just don't really see why this is the counter pick, because I can tell you for a fact, now you have all physical damage. The Skeletons would do nothing against Vanguard Doom. The Grieve Crimson, which he might go this game, I would imagine he's going to go this game, looks insanely good. And so your damage typing is just really physical. Like, maybe you could have gone Morphling, you know what I mean? I guess that's a little risky in the Skywrath, but you could go like Mad to Morphling. That would make some sense this game to me. Maybe that's stupid. I mean, I'm just trying to theory craft a little bit here. I just don't, this Wraith King hero, I understand it doesn't die to like the Skywrath ulti. Well, it does, but you know what I mean? It has the reincarnation. I just feel like, it doesn't do well against Ember early on. It has horrible armor until it picks up Armlet. It's risky, man. It's risky. It doesn't pressure the Doom. It does poorly against the Doom auras. And yeah, it's not terrible, but it's certainly not my favorite hero. I'm sort of a Wraith King hater. I like the hero on paper because it can shove out lanes effectively, but I don't know. It's risky. They go for the Lifestealer, last pick on the side of Gaming Gladiators. Kind of a weird pick, I'm not going to lie. The reason why I say it's weird is I didn't think it was much of a Beastmaster counter, but I think it counters Beastmaster if Beastmaster goes Axe build. And if Beastmaster goes Boar build against Ench, you can just take the Boars. So he can't go Boar build, because I think Boar build is probably good against Lifestealer in lane. You could likely do that, but you can't really do that against Ench. And so you have to go Axes. But Axe's build is probably bad against Lifestealer, because eventually you just get zoned off the wave. And I think that's what happens. He ends up feeding quite a bit, really hard actually this game. And then TSM goes for the last pick Sniper, which, okay, I mean, you have no setup for Snapfire ult in the early game. You might be like, but you have Wraith King stun. In Pro Dota, no. You're not relying on your carry to make plays with Snap. Beastmaster ulti is low range, and it's just, once again, it's not the hero running around. He wants to be farming, not looking for kills. So you have this really awkward team comp. I mean, once again, I can see why their team comp could work. They can group up, put the Wraith King in front, hitting the objectives, Sniper in the back, drop a Tombstone. If they can group up at some point, TSM has a Death Ball. And I actually think Gaming Gladiators draft can have a hard time running the Death Ball if the lanes don't go well. And so yes, I actually kind of like the TSM draft in that regard. I even feel like Sniper theoretically beats Ember in lane. It does not go that way. Spoiler alert, it does not go that way. This game ends in 12 minutes. It did not look good. Now, to be fair, the Sniper gets roamed on by a Skywrath very early. And this is part of my problem with this damn Wraith King pick. It doesn't zone out Doom, right? Maybe you could have gone, I don't know, Ursa. I don't like Monkey King, but Monkey King. Something that even when Doom hits Vanguard, if he wants to go this build, he can't get just left alone. But when you can leave alone your offlaner, and you have one of the best roamers in the game against heroes that cannot roam nearly as well and don't roam well with Sniper, you're setting yourself up for a tough time. Once again, they have to kind of win the lanes here, but I just don't think they have winning lanes. Hindsight's 20/20, right, guys? Like, it's easy for me to say all these things because Gaming Gladiators stomp, right? At the same time, I always believe gameplay is the most important thing. Gameplay is what determines good teams. Drafts matter a ton. Draft enable your team to be confident, comfortable, and have like a clear game plan. But I usually think that gameplay matters way, way more. Now, in terms of the game, let's actually look at what happens. Now, for the laning stage, I'd like to start with Gaming Gladiators in the top lane. The Lifestealer does pretty much nothing in the early levels, and so the lane's actually pretty good for Beastmaster at this point. He overextends a little bit and lets the Rachio hit him way too much in my opinion, but for the most part, he's doing okay. If you look at the last hits, he's actually beating the Lifestealer at the current moment, and so things are looking alright. The only thing that is surprising to me is that the Sniper is losing to Ember Spirit. I'm actually surprised by this because I thought that Headshot level 2 plus Take Aim and his general timing would be good enough to zone the Ember off of the wave. I don't know if Quinn is just a god or Bryle doesn't understand Sniper. I don't really know. But at the end of the day, what ends up happening is not what you want. It's definitely a Sniper beatdown. I mean, being behind 4 CS in a quote-unquote favorable matchup is hard losing the matchup at this level of Dota. So I don't know exactly what went wrong. I really don't, but this is quite bad. Now, moving back to the top lane, what ends up happening is eventually Lifestealer hits level 3. Ghoul Frenzy becomes very strong, giving you 40 attack speed, so you hit like a truck, hit really, really fast. He hits his boots timing, which I really like that he went boots, because he understands this is a very easy lane, right? This is a lane that isn't going to pressure me very hard, and so I can get away with the most aggressive item, right? The chase you down item. Really nice body blocks from Celery, forcing out a defensive cookie, which is something you never want. And Ari ends up getting chased. Kasani tries to help him out, and Kasani actually dies trying to help him. So Celery gets first blood, and now he has Boots Orb of Venom, so you can see just full, I'm going to zone you out of lane build, which makes sense. You have an Ench, so he can't go Boar build. right? You can't get kited. And now this Beastmaster with axes, he doesn't fight, right? He can't fight. And every time he throws an axe for a CS, he's going to push the lane. And so you get a situation where Beast just can't lane, right? Because the Ench completely destroys Snap on a one-on-one. It is very good against Beast as well. And so even if Beast like axes the lifestealer, he's just gonna heal it off, right? He's got a stick, he's got Feast, he's just gonna heal it off. No problem, doesn't even have to skill Rage in this lane. That's how easy it is. When you see a lifestealer not skilling Rage, you know, his game has to be really, really easy. And we're just gonna see, wow, what is this thing? What is this creep? Oh God, how much slow is this? 25%? Yeah, and he just gets walked down. You know what I mean? It's brutal to see. Just gets walked down. They don't even get the kill on the Beast. They eventually finish off the Snap, but whatever. Beast is half HP. He didn't go Helm of Iron Will, so he's completely screwed on terms of HP. And this game, you can see why it's brutal. Now, getting over to the mid lane, what ends up happening is Quinn ends up doing way better than I thought. I mean, this is insane. To be fair, at this point, the sniper has been camped. He's getting zoned by the Sky. But like, even before Sky comes, this is the worst part. Even before Sky got here, he's down 10 CS. 10! He's down 10 CS? Are you kidding me? How? I don't even know. Quinn is actually just too good. And I'm not even just saying that. He's actually just too good. This is crazy, man. Crazy what's happening here. Yeah, wild stuff. But they end up diving. Just level 1 Flame Guard, nothing even crazy, but max slight, and they just go crazy. I don't know really where the rotations were. Maybe they didn't have TPs. Okay, Snap was dead, and Undying didn't have TP. And they probably knew this. This is probably Gaming Gladiators being really high skill and knowing and keeping track of TPs. And when you keep track of TPs and you know, hey, there's no TPs, you can make a psycho play. This is a psycho play, but it's a very calculated psycho play. I'm 100% sure they knew that, well, Snap is dead and Undying doesn't have TP, and they completely abused that. I've seen this so many times, man, where the Ember Spirit, they get a gank, someone helps their lane, they get a kill, and they get a rune off of it. And now this rune snowballs the lane harder. You get a DD and you say, hey, I'm an Ember Spirit, I'm level 6, my hero is really stupid at this point of the game. It gets particularly stupid at level 7, but it's really dumb. It's really, really dumb. And now you have a DD with your really dumb hero and you go crazy. So they're gonna eventually bring over Tofu again. Before I say that though, Tofu making major plays. And I wanna quickly mention as well, the reason why this is possible, the reason why Tofu can make these early rotations, because this is a 6-minute rotation, but the reason why he can do it is because what are they going to do to Doom? He rushes the stupid item in Vanguard. I know I keep saying that, but doesn't even skill Inferno Blade, so he's not even looking to put pressure. He's not winning the lane at this point either. The Wraith King's actually a head on net worth. Not for long, but the Wraith King is a head on net worth. But it doesn't matter, because why do you care? This Wraith King hero gets outscaled by Doom like crazy. So even if the game wasn't going in their favor, they could play for that timing. But it just doesn't matter. Like, Undying's just like decaying the Doom. He's just decaying him. It's like, what? You're just decaying the Doom. That's it. That's all they did. And so with the Vanguard, he can completely ignore the lane, right? There's nothing they can do to him. No rotation kills him, nothing. And so when this is the case, you just leave. The 4, you might be like, why doesn't the 4 put pressure? Because why would the 4 put pressure? You're pressuring a Wraith King who's going to skill ulti and he's going to heal. And instead, you could pressure this easily pressurable Sniper, easily pressurable Beastmaster, and your Doom can just skill Devour and be happy eating creeps and farming up creeps uncontested. Right? Just doing his thing. He's even staticking the wave here, denying creeps away from Tomato. And funny enough, he ends up even getting the lightning creep, buying mana boots. You get mana boots with this lightning creep. And with the mana boots and the lightning creep, you just zap down the enemy Wraith King. You just zap him. You just keep zapping him. Clicks the Scorch Earth, zaps him a bit, cuts the wave with the remainder of the Scorch Earth, and then ends up actually burning the Reincarnation. And this is where the game, like, in my opinion, it's already 7k down, which is like hilarious that the 4 Skywrath is more farm than Sniper and Beastmaster. That's crazy, but yeah, just runs them down. It's what you'd expect. The Doom is solo killing the Wraith King. It's exactly what happens in a moment from now. Tomato tries to come back to lane, but the Zapper creep is too damn good. And the Zapper creep, I'm sure he calls out, hey, Wraith King has no reincarnation. We can die at this guy, guys. And it's true. He has, this hero's insane with the wand and the Vanguard, and because of the fact that he has Devour, he has 12 armor, which is super high, 402 movement speed with Scorched Earth maxed out, which is super high, and then 1600 health. I mean, this is why Doom is first phase big ban and has a 60% win rate. The numbers are just too good, and it lanes well, it scales well. It's been broken for a long time. Like, Tundra showed that. Teams just didn't pick up on it. I didn't pick up on it. But this hero is hyper broken. It's hyper broken in my opinion. Like, it's unbelievably broken. Either way, he ends up going the mech. So now they have a 12-minute mech. The enemy team getting run over. In terms of the top lane, as I was mentioning before, Tofu is just gonna roam to the beast, right? So he ends up diving the beast. And when you bring 3 heroes and you kill beasts like this, I mean, they can't make stacks either, because you're just gonna block these camps if you want, right? You can block these camps. They don't even do it. They can just take the creep. Oh my god, they don't even have to block the camp. They just take the stack with edge, right? They can just like literally enchant the creeps. Says, look at this, look at this. It's so gross. How is this a play? This is where you're like, I can't believe it. They get a punish, thankfully, on Celery. They don't get the tombstone, but I mean, it's a 4 or 5 man rotation. Good rotation though, good response. They made it happen. They punished the play for sure. I also like this cute little play from Tofu. I thought this was very, very, very cute. So he's backpacking his stat items because he has a clarity active. This is something that I knew you could do for a long time. I've done it a little bit myself. It's not that efficient, but it's definitely cute and it does work. You always like to see things like that. I mean, he had nothing better to do, so I guess he might as well, right? It's pretty cool. And from this point on, I mean, this game, it's close to over, right? You have this overfarmed Ember Spirit, and it's Ember Spirit in like the greatest Ember Spirit game. I mean, there's just no way they stun him. There's no way, right? There's no damage, there's no stun, everything is predictable. Like, they cookie on him, but for what, right? It's not going to change anything. And so when you can just march forward like this on Ember, he doesn't even have to play around Slight. He's just running forward, and he gets a Javelin proc on Sniper and chops him down. Chops like nearly a fourth of his health there with 1 Slight. Ridiculous. And now it's rune control. When you are playing past the river, you're guaranteed every rune. And when you're guaranteed every rune with Ember, I would argue Ember is probably like one of the best rune, if not the best rune user in the game. I don't know, man. Ember, like Slight Ember with DD, Arcane, is just haste is like so unbearable. It's so unbearable because of how consistent this hero's damage. At least heroes like Storm tend to run out of that damage, right? But Ember with these power runes is just so stupid. It just keeps going and does way too much damage. Bro, the trees, oh man. They have nowhere to go. They have nowhere to go. Literally, they have nowhere to go. They can't kill anyone. They cannot kill anyone, which is why I don't understand why you would pick Snapfire with these heroes. You have Snapfire? Snapfire is not even level 6 at this point, which is the worst part. Even if she was 6, there's just no way you can even comfortably use it. You're gonna have to roar, and then you're using your 2 biggest spells to kill 1 person, right? It's just brutal. You know what I mean? When you have to commit that hard for a kill. So, all right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you learned quite a bit about why they GG out as, yeah, there it is. There's the GG. That is something to behold. All right. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.
And that's all. But remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the Game Leap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.